Hello everyone, Pallites here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we've landed on Lieutenant Morales. She's one of those characters that I feel like is fantastic with the pre-made. She's really, really good when you're playing with your friends and they know to protect you, and you can, enable them to be a little bit more stupid than they would be normally. However, in quick match, I often find myself getting frustrated with Lieutenant Morales because she's one of those characters that, while she can provide a lot of sustain for her allies, she kind of lacks sustain on her own. If someone decides they want to jump in and start killing her, she's going to need peels. She's going to need someone to help keep her safe. Otherwise, everyone's going to die. And usually in quick match, people can only see what's immediately in front of them. You know what I'm saying, boys? You know what I'm saying? Now, Lieutenant Morales, she has received some buffs recently. Actually, earlier this month, they gave her about 100 more HP, 0.2 health regeneration per second. They reduced the cooldown of her safeguard from 12 to 10 seconds, and they also gave it 5 more armor as well. So you're going to be getting 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds. She was totally reworked at Gamescom 2017, just like Rework, just like Chromie. A bunch of characters were redone then. And she is definitely harder to play than what she was in last year's A through Z. Assuming it was before Gamescom. It was, right? Maybe it wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't. No, okay. She used to have a mana bar, and that made things so much easier. Now she has energy, and that's really fucking hard to balance. I just did a warm-up game. It was on Brax's Holdout, and I was like, oh, okay, this will go well. And then we had a Malthael who just fucking dove. He 1v5, I don't care. Going in, I'm Malthael. And I didn't really feel like there was anything I could do to save that person, and it felt really crummy. So hopefully we get a front line. Please. Please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of having a front line, the friendly team, Lieutenant Morales, Jada Proudmore, Hanzo, Zeratul, and Azmodan. The enemy team, Sergeant Hammer, Kael'thas, who is most definitely going for Convection Oven and Pyroblast, and the Butcher.
Here we go.
As well as Nazebo and Tyrande. Well. I'm gonna go for fucking clear. Or maybe I don't know, maybe I don't. Maybe I do go for life support. We have a lot of characters on our team that have skill shots. The most popular builds for Lieutenant Morales right now actually revolve around grenades in the early game. And it's also a great way of increasing your damage, but also increasing your team's survivability. I think I am gonna go for life support just because of the Butcher and how much damage he can deal out really, really quickly. I want to try to mitigate that to the best of my ability. With the... Baby girl, you went too far. With the other talent at level 1, the Caduceus feedback, you can generate more energy for your character to use. You generate energy with your trait, and you cannot generate energy if you are channeling your heal on someone. So as the Lieutenant Morales player, you have to knowingly stop healing people so you can heal people later. You have to stop healing so you can heal. The Butcher looking like he might be a little overextended, but Sergeant Hammer is completely just sieging the top lane. I might be able to move her back, but Jaina going that direction is most certainly dead. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, the enemy team has a bunch of shit we're gonna have a really hard time dealing with. Is there a target I can give auto attack damage to? I knocked her back. Can we do it, boys? Can you get in there? We have a B-Net player. He's a piece of shit. B-Net player is what you get called when you've been reported for having an offensive name. I know that because I was once reported for not being the real MFPallytime. Yeah. We're going to go for Trauma Trigger here. We're going to gain 30 armor when we're below 40% health. This was just changed, I believe, this month, or at least in the past year, to go from a 60-second cooldown to a 30-second cooldown. We'll go ahead and give her that armor there. She didn't even take damage. Look at that, boys. So, as a result, it'll proc a lot more often, and it'll keep you alive a lot more often, which is obviously a very good thing. Butcher potentially peeking around that corner. Jaina going in with no mana. Not sure what she's expecting to do, but luckily the Butcher decided to stay. If you're ever playing a mage, if you're ever playing Jaina or Kael'thas, know that all of your damage comes from abilities. So if you're ever low on mana, just go back. Because you're going to do about as much damage back in the base as you are where you currently are standing on the map if you're out of mana. The nuke is spawning up top, but everybody left. Alright, I'm going to beat her up. Alright, we're not going to beat her up. We actually picked up a kill on Kael'thas, who did not go for Convection Oven. Get out of here. Go away. Jaina, get fucking mana! You still don't have mana!
Keep it up.
I'm frustrated. Playing supports on this series this time around has been very frustrating. Because I feel like I know what I'm doing. I feel like I can impact a game. But then my teammates don't allow me to. Jaina, you don't deal damage if you don't have mana!
I don't think we have enough body bags.
I don't know how to make it more clear!
Right away.
I can move her back. That's all I got. Now, in order to heal yourself as Lieutenant Morales, you do need to attach your beam to any friendly thing with a health bar. It could be a minion, it can be a hero. Doesn't matter. You just have to be healing something. As long as you're healing something, you're gonna be okay. If you don't heal anything, then your trait never procs. So you're not gonna be getting healed for 2% of your fucking Jaina. Get mana. You're useless. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Jay, you've been fighting here for more than a minute. I know you have a sippy cup. I know you have one. Ugh.
Thank the light.
I'm going to increase the duration of safeguard. Because being safe is important to me. Believe it or not. I'm going to interrupt this. Okay, I feel good. I feel like you can do something now. Here's safeguard. You got all that damage reduction. You can do it. What's that? You're out of mana again? Weird.
I've got this one.
Just really strange.
Keep it up.
Just fucking.
Here we go.
I'm leaving this. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm so done with this. How's it going down here, everybody? Need a heal? Happy to help, Hanzo. You know who has full mana? Hanzo. And I really appreciate that. Zeratul going in is going to be able to pick up a kill on the enemy team's Zebo. We're going to go ahead and give that safeguard to our Azordan friend, who is nuking the middle lane. The one lane you never want to nuke. I mean, unless you have a good reason. Unless you have a good reason. Top lane is being annihilated, not only by the nuke that the enemy team got a hold of, but by that Sergeant Hammer, who is just outranging our buildings. Looks like the entirety of the team is going to be rotating up to the top lane to try to take advantage of this situation. Hopefully she doesn't use those thrusters to get out to safety. The nuke is being used up top now. Zeratul going in, but backing out very abruptly.
Thank you, healer.
I'm gonna give Stim Drone to Zeratul.
I think I can do some good with that. Aggressive treatment, eh?
Fuck. Would also probably help if we didn't spread the bomb and if I healed someone. I legitimately just did not heal Jaina there. So, you know, my bad. Zeratul, I believe in you. Go in there. Proud of you.
Someone notify the next of kin.
All right, that was good.
I am renewed.
We traded positively there.
Right away.
I'll go ahead and attach this to Hanzo so they don't know where Zeratul's at. Fucking, he's picking up some kills, man. Is he silenced? What was your name before?
I've got this one. Right away.
I'm just curious. I wonder if he'll tell me.
I am restored.
I got you, Hanzo. I got you, bud. Yeah, jump out of there. You're doing great. Oh. All right.
Here we go.
I mean, I guess he just did it ironically. All right. We are going to lose our Jaina down in... I actually don't know what lane she was in, but that is going to be her third death. She's almost done with her quest, though. I mean, she's doing good damage. She's going to have Ice Block really early on in this game. Tronda's moving forward. Can we displace her? Kind of. The grenade actually does a pretty decent amount of damage. Pretty decent. Zeratul chasing after Kael'Thas down here. I wish he went for Convection Oven, man. I really do. We should be able to get a pretty easy push here in the middle lane. Looks like they have already done it. I was rotating down, but I guess I probably shouldn't have. I probably just should have stayed up with Hanzo. We are going to go for the System Shock. Displacement Grenade is also going to reduce damage dealt.
No time to waste.
Yeah, his death there was my fault. Just for the record, I should have been there. I thought there was going to be a little bit more resistance in the middle lane, and I wanted them to get that easy building. But, yeah. My bad. My bad, team. Zeratul's down in the bottom lane. Azmodan and myself up here in the top lane. I mean, do we just stim drone Azmodan then? Because I'll do it. I'll do it. Tell me I won't.
Now this will hurt a lot.
I should probably only shoot the EMPs at Sergeant Hammer, who is channeling the nuke at the moment. We can interrupt the nuke cast fairly easily. I don't think that'll be a problem. We do have Hanzo here now as well. Looks like that's going to be enough to scare off Sergeant Hammer. I have to stop healing just so I can regenerate some energy here. We're going to be low for a moment. I'll go ahead and safeguard our Azmodan to get a little bit of energy back. Shoot that EMP off at Sergeant Hammer to reduce her damage. And that is a Pyroblast that he walked closer into. Here, I'm just going to give him stim. I'm just going to stim him right now. Go get him. Go get him, partner. This is like 18 kills. You got this. You got this. Ain't no thing. You can do it all day. There we go. Actually, really nice cleanup there. So, with Pyroblast, I can give Safeguard. Run to me if you're Pyro. I can give Safeguard, and again, Safeguard's going to reduce the damage of that Pyroblast by 30%, which is quite a bit. It hits very hard.
Come on, we've got lights.
Butcher is here. Could charge in on me pretty easily, so we definitely want to make sure we're backing out here. I'm not trying to sound super negative this game. I know I'm coming off like a pain in the dick, but it seems like every time I play a support in Quick Match recently, I've had a really hard time. We are going to go for Shield Sequencer here. There we go. Which is going to allow us to have a second charge of that Safeguard. I want to pick that up specifically for the Pyroblast and just the sheer amount of damage that the Butcher can deal. I think mitigating that damage is going to be particularly powerful in this particular game. I do like the Extended Care, though. It just got nerfed. It used to be a 40% range. It's now only a 30% increase to your range, but still, it allows you to sit significantly further back in these team fights and really be able to... Here we go. There we go. Really be a lot safer in these altercations.
Time of death.
Because your healing beam extends out further. The Butcher, actually really surprised he didn't engage more there. I'm going to go ahead and give another stim to our Zeratul. Reduce the amount of damage that he's taken a little bit, and actually finish off that Butcher with the displacement grenade, which was not what I was intending to do. Sergeant Hammer still has to be at the top of the map somewhere. Zeratul is looking to find her, unfortunately. There we go. Her damage is reduced. Unfortunately, we did lose our Hanzo in the process. All right, boys. Everyone's really weak. There's two people down in the bottom lane, apparently. I don't really know what they're doing. Gazebo coming up with the Toads. Let's just focus on regenerating some energy. And we should be fine. He's really far forward. Can we kill him? God, that spell shield. Holy fuck. No, he had to have gotten a heal, right? Tyrande has to be there. Yeah, she was up there. Okay. I was going to say, there's no way he didn't take any damage from that. That's bullshit. Starting the channel, not going to be able to finish it. We're going to have to move, dodge the spiders, dodge the toads. Zeratul is taking a little bit of damage. Jada moving in, boys. She is going to pop into the stasis while I had my shield on her. We're going to try to save ourselves here with that safeguard. We almost have stim for Zeratul if he wants to continue to go in, which I hope he does. We gave a safeguard to him, so he's taking 30% less damage there. He is moving in, and I'm going to let him know we have the stim ready. Here you go, bud. I got you. I got maybe I should. All right, I'm channeling.
A fine kill.
Okay. Gonna head down to the bottom lane and nuke that, I think. Boss is up. We could take that. I do agree. Zeratul channeling that bottom nuke at the moment. We're almost level 20 as well. Once we hit level 20, our self-healing goes up a fucking considerable amount, by a massive amount. We'll go ahead and let him take a little bit less damage. Another good thing with this shield sequencer, I always say that wrong, is at level 1, when we get energy out of mitigating that damage, it allows us to just have a lot more uptime on our actual abilities. Butcher in a bad spot here. We're going to knock him into the wall and reduce his damage, so he has no hope of getting out of there. Remember, the Butcher heals for the amount of damage he does with his auto attacks. So if we can reduce that, it's a pretty big deal. Now, even though Hanzo's at full health, we're actually still using him to heal ourselves up just by keeping this healing beam on him. We also are going to go ahead and just give a stim to our Zeratul player. If he wants to do something with it, great. If he doesn't, that's fine too. Knocking Zeratul back out of his base. Beautiful. I mean, this is actually... Oh, don't spread bomb. This is actually going really well. Level 20, we are going to go for the Caduceus Reactor 2.0. This is going to increase our... Stop spreading the bomb! This is going to increase our self-healing from 2% to 6% of our maximum life, which obviously means we're getting triple the fucking self-healing value out of our abilities, which is really, really good. And it looks like even though it's being a little bit of a grouch in the early game, the team is going to be able to come out on top here. Ugh. Sorry, I was just looking at Jada with no mana for like 5 minutes. It was really irritating to me. I don't know if I believe his name was B-Net Player before. I don't know if I believe you, bud. But you know what? You're not silenced. Maybe you're cleaning up your act. 43% of the team's damage was healed by Lieutenant Morales. That is a high number. That is a high number. There is no doubt Morals is significantly harder to play than she used to be. They did not make her easier with her rework. That is for sure. She had a very passive playstyle before, though. It was basically just heal until you run out of mana and then go back and heal until you run out of mana. I mean, it wasn't very exciting. There's a lot more to think about now, which is probably good. If you want to play along at home, we went for life support, trauma trigger, because I knew I was going to get focused by the Butcher. I knew there was going to be a pyroblast. I could just feel it. And I wanted ways to keep myself safe. Also, like I said, this was just changed from a 60-second cooldown to a 30-second cooldown, so this will proc way more often, and it's a lot more valuable than it previously used to be. We also went for prolonged safeguard because it generates more energy for us, which is really nice. Stim drone for the Zeratul, so he could go in and do more damage. We also got system shock, so we could reduce the damage, specifically of the Sergeant Hammer, who was really, really easy to target with this, by 30%. We went for shield sequencer. Hey, got it first try. So once again, I could get the increased safeguard duration and the energy back from it, and then Caduceus Reactor 2.0 for the self heals. There were some kind of interesting bugs with Lieutenant Morales. At level 10, the medevac dropship, which is really fun and definitely worth at least trying. We did have one good stim drone target, so I didn't go for it. But the medevac dropship does allow you to call down the mom van. Everyone piles in, and then you can fly across the map. At Gamescom 2017, there was a bug where you could just fly this around. It usually goes from point A to point B, and that's it. But if you held down your right mouse button, you could continue to drive it around after it got to point B. So you could use this as a almost instant global mount that your entire team could jump in, which, holy shit, how does that get by? That was crazy strong. And then reinforcements here at level 20, which you can get without picking up the Medivac. You can get this as well if you have Stim Drone. Allows you to call in reinforcements, which drops a thing at the Hall of Storms, which is where you spawn. Enemies, or friendly allies, can jump in this and then reinforce you wherever you're at. Well, there was a bug. If you used this while you were in the Hall of Storms, then they would be taken out of the map and couldn't play anymore. Because why not, honestly? So kind of interesting, kind of fun. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Up next, we have Lucio, who is probably weaker than he's ever been. He kind of fell out of grace. I don't think double support was very kind to him. The end of double support was very kind to him. But still a very fun character, and I hope to see you guys next time.